everybody, and welcome back to another breed showcase. Today we are looking at a very eagerly anticipated mule. I'm gonna keep probably accidentally referring to it as, or like saying this horse or whatever, and I know it's not technically a horse, but it's hard to get away from that because it's always just horses in this game. Just like last time when we checked out the Hanoverian, we will be getting a little bit of behind the scenes insights, if you will. You might have already read the blog from April, I believe it was, that contained the mule, and that one was written by Ludvig, and we have the honors of speaking to him today, so let's get right into it. Hello, Ludvig, and welcome to this little video. Would you like to introduce yourself and what you have done in general, and what you do on the mule?
Hello, I'm Ludvig, and I'm a long-time animator here at Star Stable. And for the mule, specifically, I was animating, but also acting equestrian advisor.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that role means? What is your responsibility in that?
I think Lotta had a pretty good definition of it in the last session of this, whereas it's kind of like the mini director of the horse. You keep an eye on most of the things that are developed and see to it that it's like keeping a cohesive look and is true to the breed, basically.
And you say you've been animating, of course, and this is a very different horse to what we usually, or I don't know if we can even call it a horse, but it's something very different.
It's half a horse.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, it's so hard to refer to it as something. But yes, so obviously it's very different, a lot of characteristics. And what have you found that has been like the biggest challenge or the most difficult part about working with the mule?
On one hand, I'm like there were no challenges at all. Like we had such a wonderful time. And on the other hand, it was like a bunch of challenges, like small challenges. But I would say the biggest one was probably the brayings, the sound effects. I love the brays personally, but when we implemented them, like people got concerned because the mule screamed a lot all the time. And when we had a pack of them, they were like screaming in synchronization. It was a concern that it would be getting annoying. So
yeah, there were some pretty chaotic play sessions there for a while with a lot of noise. Yes. Since it is a pretty funny, I want to say horse all the time, but it's a very funny character, this mule.
Yes.
Were there any, like, did you have any funny, like, bugs that occurred when you were working on the horse or the mule? Was there something that stood out to you?
I mean, it's probably this one. They would all scream so much, so we had to lower the probability of it. But other than that, I think it went pretty smoothly, actually. The mule production, because it's such a goofy breed, it was so much easier to just go with it, like no restraints, kind of. We tried to talking about the character, we try to really find what the mulishness, if you will, like the stubborn as a mule, the saying. So we try to incorporate that into the animations, and of course within the constraints of what a Star Stable horse is.
I mean, this horse has a lot of facial expressions. Was there a lot of was that very different from the normal animations, would you say?
Because we wanted it to be a little bit more animated, like a little bit more stylized, if you will, and exaggerate the expressions, because we wanted that to really shine through. So yeah, so we put extra care into the facial animations. Yeah.
And I mean, one of the most defining traits is, of course, the wonderful ears, the fluffiest ears of all. What did you guys have to do to be able to animate? Because I'm imagining it wasn't the same as animating the normal ears of a horse that are pretty short.
Yeah, exactly. We requested to have more joints in the ear. The joints is what we call like the skeleton that we use to animate the animals in our game. And the regular horse only have like one joint per ear, and you can do a lot with that, but we felt like the longer they are, they would be perceived as too stiff, so we had to like increase the number of joints in there, so we had more control. and so they could get a bit more floppy, which is wonderful. Like otherwise, I don't think we could have made them. Actually, they wouldn't be floppy, at least not as floppy as they are now.
And how many joints are in them now? Then how many have you added?
Oh my god, I can't remember.
A lot.
You know, the riggers do that. But I think we had like 2 extra controllers per ear.
Okay. And do you have to take those from somewhere else, or can you just like add an unlimited amount to the skeleton?
We have a limit, but I think it's recently been raised. So I don't think there was a big issue with adding joints. Of course, we try to keep them at the low, so it doesn't impact performance. But yeah.
And there are a lot of different mules out there. I was trying to look at them myself. I have no experience with mules in real life, as I think a lot of people don't. But there are a lot of different types of mules, and in game it seems we've landed on a pretty small and I don't want to say sporty type, but like pretty lean. What kind of mules did you guys look at? Did you consider the big like draft mules? Was that ever a consideration?
We did look at a lot of mules, but we focused, I guess, on like Western mules, because those seem to be the most popular type of mules, and also have the Western Festival coming up. So we thought it fit pretty nicely, like leaning more towards the Western.
We did touch a little bit about the mule being a little bit goofy, and like I think the breed description calls them like show clown or something like that. Why was how did you guys decide on that? Was it simply because of the floppy ears, or like why was it decided that it would be a goofy breed, if you will?
Yeah, because it's like it's only half a horse. It's and because it had such the mule as a breed has so many. It's very unique to the regular horse, and because of that, we wanted to exaggerate it, and also I think because it isn't a horse, it's a little bit risky doing the mule, I think. So we really wanted to make it right, you know. And as animators, we also it's extra fun to you know really go with it and ta ut svängarna.
Yeah, creative freedom basically.
Yeah, exactly. Loose reins.
I can imagine it was fun to work on, like instead of having trying to like be super realistic with a sport horse or whatever. Now you get to be a little bit more like you said, like a bit more creative freedom. And
I would say it's a little bit of an experimentation as well, because we've gotten feedback from players that the horses are stiff. Like some animations, it looks stiff in its trot, or the character is really stiff, and there's only so much you can do with our animations because they're so short and the way it's set up right now. But we've been like leaning more into getting more stylized of animations than we've had before. Like we've really looked at references and like followed them to a T, and any way we get them, like it doesn't look realistic and it looks stiff. But actually with animation you have to exaggerate a lot, really, to you know have the physicality of the digital horse shine through. So we've tried to do that more with the horses, and with this mule we could really, you know, focus on that and go all out with it. And I think it's paid off from what I've seen, the little bit I've seen from reactions. Yeah, so hopefully we can continue with this with future horses. And
how do you, I guess, I mean, you say exaggerating and stuff, and of course it's needed in general to just make the horse come alive because it's a pixel on a screen. It doesn't have any weight or anything. But, and with like portraying the mule as a bit more of a goofball, or like being a bit funny, how do you like not overstep and make it into, let's say, a joke, if you know what I mean. Because I mean, people have
Oh,
mules
right.
and they're very interested and they love these horses or they love these mules. But how do you make sure that it's not like, oh, this is the class clown and everyone point and laugh kind of thing? Have you like made any conscious efforts of kind of bringing it back, or did it all just like fall
Mm,
into place?
No, I think it's always about finding references for everything,
Mm.
like not going out of what the mules can do in real life. So if that's like a constant comment on when we
Mm.
look at each other's animations, like the feedback is, oh, what's the reference? Like, how
Yeah.
does that look? So we always go back to the reference
Mm.
and try to see if it looks realistic, but not pixel perfect to T. Like, yeah,
Making it work, basically.
to make it work. Yeah.
Very nice.
Now we had ideas. I don't want to go too much into it to make it even more Mule-ish,
Mm.
but we wasn't able to, unfortunately. But maybe in the future we had
It's opened up
we
the
had some.
possibilities.
Yeah, it really did.
I will say, like, I haven't been a part of a lot of processes or seen a lot of horses so far since I'm still fairly new, but a lot of people, like all of you that have been working on this, whenever we've had a play session, I feel like the passion has really shown through. Like, you've all been so like proud to be like, look at what it's doing here, look at this bucking, or look at this little like smile here or something like that. It's been so much
Yeah.
fun to follow. And I think the end result is really good. Like, I really like the mule. I didn't think I was going to, because that's not really a type of horse that I like, or a mule I like, or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I really do like it. So I'm very excited to see what players are going to say about it, because we're recording this, of course, prior to release. But there have been some spoilers, of course. But the feedback so far has been very positive, which is fun.
I've mainly seen positive, like
Yeah.
99% positive. So that's really nice.
We're excited for Wednesday. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Kind of nerve-wracking, but yeah.
Of course.
It's going to be really fun.
Oh. You touched a little bit about the sound being a big challenge to work on, to getting them sounding right. How much has this, like, where has the sound been incorporated? Have you animated around the sound, or have the sounds been added afterwards? I'm thinking mainly of this, like the special move, because it has two different ones, the way it braces and stuff. How do you like go about choosing the sound and everything like that? What comes first, basically?
I mean, we have the sound department, sound guys, and they really did do a fantastic job. We did request to get sounds prior to when they usually do, like they put the sounds on afterwards. But this time around, we wanted to listen to the sounds and have the sounds so we could animate to it. And we usually don't do that, and that was also like a big part of the fun of the mule, animating the mule, because we could animate to the sound and really make it match. But that was also part of the braying being a challenge, because like it started with having one braying idol and then the special trick. But all of a sudden we had more animations. And that's also the reason why we added variations to the special trick, because we had so many, and then we had to lower the probability. But we had these beautiful animations that we want them to show, so putting it as the special trick was kind of the plan B to make it work. So we can still see them, but not all the time.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, it's the player's own choice to play it. Of course, other players could play it, but the sound guys have done their magic and reduced the probability of the sounds playing, so it doesn't play as loudly, and maybe it doesn't play all the time. You can only hear a few of them at a time, and those types of things.
So you don't get to a championship and it's 50 mules just screaming at you at once.
Exactly.
Oh, very good. I guess that is most of the questions that I had, but I guess more superficial questions. Which one is your favorite mule? Because we have 8 wonderful coat variations, which is also, I don't want to say a new thing, but it's something we don't usually do. We usually do 7. So which one is your favorite? Do you have one?
I mean, I can't pick a favorite, but what I can say that I'm a sucker for the darker coats for all horses, basically. So I've been playing with the gray one.
Mm.
I don't know if that's the correct term. I
It's
can't.
fine.
I keep forgetting the correct coat terms. But also the dark bay, I think it's
Mm.
called.
They're lovely deep coats. They look very rich in color. I love them.
Yes,
nice.
I love them.
If you could have another coat, is there any other variation, or did you see like a reference that you really wanted?
No, as I said, I really for the special trick I looked at a mule that was like this dark gray.
And you
And I
got
really
it.
like that one. Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Love it.
Success. That's wonderful. So thank you so much, Ludvig, for telling us a little bit about the mule, the wonderful mule that is. I'm so excited to see it hit Jorvik and just see people on it everywhere.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I had a lovely time.
Wonderful. Same. Thank you. And there we have it. Thank you so much, Ludvig, for speaking to me. It was so much fun to hear what you had to say, and I feel like you can really tell that he's super like attached to this breed, and you can really tell that like throughout this whole process as well. I've loved how engaged he's been in this mule, sorry, in this breed, if you will. So I was super happy that he wanted to talk to me, and I hope to speak to him again on future horses. Without further ado, let's get right into it and check out this little guy. Because look how cute they are. They're so adorable. There's just so much floppiness going around. So let's have a look at the coats, because they were very interesting. They intrigued me a lot. I have obviously no experience with mules at all in real life. I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. I thought this was kind of a thing that was like, I think they're mostly American, but I don't want to offend anyone. So that's the impression I've gotten anyways, that they're very like an American breed and probably mainly used in like ranch work and stuff. So it's super interesting that they're being brought to the game, I think. And they're also just so cute. And here's the thing, I don't know, you guys know this by now, if you've watched my previous breed reviews and breed like showcases, I don't know a lot about colors, like the technicalities and the genetics and everything. I am not a genetics nerd, and I don't know a lot about it. It's kind of like I see a color and I guess, you know. But when we get into these more intricate styles or these intricate looks, I am very happy that other people have documented what these horses are actually, like what these colors are actually called. So this is apparently Dark Bay Pungari. Am I saying that right? I don't know. With lots of wild markings, and I'm assuming those are the stripes. I think this one's super cute. I love this color. I just love the little light, the light belly and everything, and the stripes. Then we have this blanket leopard. I assume it's just called that. It's just a bay blanket leopard. With so many spots. Look at his face and his legs. It's so cute. There's so much detail that has gone into this horse. Love it. You guys know me. I'm a big sucker for just like a normal pinto. And I believe this was called 𝘬𝑡𝑜vero, if I'm not misremembering. I love the little, like, the reverse blaze kind of look. Then we have this crazy guy. That I was unsure, and I had to look up in our documentation what we're calling this. And this is apparently a sooty bay leopard. But so many spots, and I saw the reference for this horse. Like, when I saw it in game at first, I was like, oh, this looks kind of fake, if you will. But then I saw the reference and I was like, wow, this is actually a real horse. It looks like about 8 different colors in one. It's so strange. I wonder how this happens, like genetically. But all the fur details and everything, it just looks so cute. I love it. There's a lot going on though. It's quite a busy horse. Then we have this little guy, the more standard mealy chestnut, like flaxen maybe. So cute again. The colors are so nice, and it just looks, I feel like they all suit the mule so well, which is like, obviously it's on the mule model, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, hell yeah, this makes sense to see this coat color. Then we have the dapple gray that I was a little bit surprised to see, to be honest, because when I saw the lineup, I was like, I didn't expect such a normal color, but it makes sense that it would also be just like dapple gray mules. And this is actually like one of my favorites, probably. This is the one we are going to be checking out. As you can see, it's already owned. This is the one that we're going to be checking out today in the breed review we're using, because it's a pretty calm color. I think I'm going to freak out if I try to use the super spotted one. Then we have this little donkey looking guy. The, like, I don't know if this is a dun, a gorilla maybe? I don't know, stripes, and a very like donkey looking mule. I think he's super cute. And I feel like if you put a roach mine on him, he would probably look very donkey-ish. And this one is also a favorite of mine. This the normal buckskin. I think he's super cute. Adorable. Love the little stripes, the dorsal stripes on like almost all of them. Very adorable. I think we're gonna be sticking to this one though, because that's the one I'm currently on and I'm lazy. But let's have a look at the main styles, because we have this like wild, you know, tufty, like all over kind of main style, which I think is super cute. It just makes them look so like cheeky. And we have the standard kind of roached. I think it's really cute as well. Button braids for the stylish mules, which really accentuates the ears. It's adorable. Same thing with this short shaved one. It's so cute. We have this one, the normal braids or the longer braids. We have this longer tufty. We have roached with a more styled tail if you have groomed your mule properly. Same thing here with button braids with a smooth tail. We have the shaved, long braids, and then the long with a normal tail kind of look. So you can kind of go between either the normal tail or just the more tufty, slightly thinner one. I feel like it accentuates the longer tailbone a little bit well, or like quite well, with this normal, the basic main style, if you will. I'm going to be sticking to that one. And you know what? To switch it up, today we will not be in the club riding house. Today we will be hanging out in the Starshine Ranch paddock, because I feel like that makes sense with source. Mule, right? I'll see you there. I mean, look at this little guy, right? Look how freaking cute this is. The floppy ears and the like, it's adorable. I saw some people talking about draft mules. I was unaware that they existed. They're freaking huge. It looks so cool. I think they were also called mammoth mule. And just like we mentioned with Ludvig, we decided to go on this one, and I'm kind of happy about it because I feel like this just so cute. It's adorable, and I feel like it's a very nice size for them. Obviously, no personal experience, but just this looks right, you know? The profile is super cute. I love how like it's so different. It really like stands out compared to a normal horse, if you will, like with how big the barrel is, the shorter neck, the kind of straight legs, pretty stocky for being so small, and of course the head. Oh, look at him! Look at, I love that idol with like the little slight ear flick, because it just looks so good. I'm gonna geek out over how well I feel like they've animated the ears, because it really looks like they have weight on them, which is something I'm like a big fan of, and something I often look to in animation, and not just in our game, but like in general animations. Like if people can, or like the animators are able to portray weight well, and I feel like the weight in these ears is so prominent. The balance point is like perfect. I love it. I love it so much. So let's just check out the gaits, because why not? And of course, I can't really judge how a mule moves, and I feel like it's probably going to be very dependent on what a horse you've crossed it with, what type of donkey you've crossed it with, and just in general, I feel like I'm not at a good enough base to be like, oh, this is a good mule walk, because I don't know that. But let's just check it out, basically. And I feel like it's best if anyone who is involved in mules, you're better off just looking at them yourself and feeling like, hey, this is maybe not super accurate, or this is super accurate, and kind of giving your opinion. So see, this is only a showcase today. But I just love how smooth this walk is. It's like it just popping along, you know? I can see this horse on the trail. Looks steady. It looks very comfortable, right? Like I would love to actually just hack out on this mule. And here we of course have the ears are slightly floppy, but they're, you know, engaged. And the mule is focusing forward, and I love that. It's so cute. And then if we take a look at the trot, yeah, same thing here. I feel like it's pretty steadfast. It does lose a little bit of height in its hindquarters. I think that was the Crayola that had the same issue, but the same thing. And I believe some of the animations are based on that. Like they start off with those animations. Sorry, they start out with those animations, and then they adjust and tweak and build upon those. So it makes sense. Again, just like he's trotting along. If we sit down, he looks pretty damn comfortable. Still has a pretty flowy step, very smooth gaits, and again, ears, you know, a little bit floppy, but not super floppy, which I can appreciate. It just looks focused, and he's determined. Look at him. Oh lordy, coming. Ah, it's so cute. I really love it. I love this Mule so much. It's so cute. So let's have a look at the collected canter. I forgot which lead it was on. This looks so comfortable. Like, can we talk about how smooth this looks? Like, this looks like the kind of horse that you could, like, just ride around on infinitely, basically. Like, it just looks so comfortable and so, like, fluid. While still not, like, it's obviously not like a dressage horse with super, like, airy gaits or whatever, but it just looks, like, strong and smooth and comfortable. Definitely a good trail ride companion. Looking at the middle canter, it's the same thing, honestly. Like, super nice and fluid and smooth. This has a nice reaching stride, and I love the engagement through the shoulders and, like, up through the back. Like how it is reaching with its head and the body follows, kind of. Like, you look at this shape. Well, the shape is also round because they look very round. I don't want to say that they look fat because I don't think they are. It's just the way that they're shaped. They have a lot of rib cage. But they look very round and it's very cute. I think they look really good. Like, I'm very happy with how well animated they are. The team did an amazing job because it's so smooth. I love a smooth horse. Mule, whatever. A smooth breed, if you will. Yeah, lovely little guy. And same thing with the extended gallop. This is maybe not super extended, and honestly I don't mind it because I feel like it's a pretty short and stocky type of horse or mule or whatever. Like, I wouldn't expect this to have the reach of, like, the English thoroughbred or whatever. Like this super stretched gallop. But I still think, like, it's decent enough and has a pretty nice stride. I just like that it's not maybe super active in the shoulders. It doesn't reach forward like crazy. Like, it is a pretty stocky type, and I feel like that makes sense. It's not reaching super far forward while still not looking like it's compressed, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like it's just not finished or whatever. Like, it doesn't look like it's missing, like it's not pushing on, because it is. But it's just like, it's a small guy. Like, look at him. There's still quite a bit of stretch here, but it's not the super, like, airy and active gallop. I just think it looks really nice. Like, it's so freaking cute. I can't get over how freaking cute it is. I also do apologize if the frame rate is not great. Since this is being recorded prior to release, this is being recorded on my work laptop, which does not appreciate running the game, at least not through the editor. So I am not part of the animations or whatever team. I am in social media, so I don't need the huge performance. But that's also why the frame rate maybe isn't the best. Anything that looks choppy is probably on my end or in the recording. Let's have a look at the hard stop and the rear, and then we start moving into the special move and special gate. So let's just send it. I love this sliding stop because it's so cute. Again, I think everything is cute about the source, but just like the bounces and the way it catches itself, and it's like, oh, hold on. You know, like, again, it's not a super, like, oh, it's like a paint horse. It's so fluid and so smooth and it's so tidy. It's like, no, this guy's just going, hold on, let me stop right here. And, like, the little head bounces and everything is so cute, adorable. And then we have the rear, except it's not actually a rear. Since the mule is quite stubborn, if you ask it to rear, he's gonna buck you off. He's gonna try anyway. And I am obsessed with this animation. You can also get so many goofy pictures where it just looks like it's being, like, abducted by aliens or something. But it's so cute. I love this animation. It's so fun and quirky. Hip, hip. I also really love how they've captured the, like the arched back. It looks funny, and obviously, like, it's maybe breaking the rig a little bit, but I think it just looks, it's so funny that I'm totally fine with that. She's holding on. But like, look at how cute it is. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. He's trying his darndest to get me off here. Then we have the special move. And like Ludvig said, what's special about this one is we actually have two different ones. So here we have the steady one. Do I not have sound on? It seems I don't. That's kind of the whole point. I'm sorry. Okay, give me 1 second. Now we have sound on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it on mute because the sound is like the most important part of this. Yes, so let us listen to the special moves, which is kind of the most noise. So we have this one where the horse kind of, or where the mule kind of jumps forward, and that one's like my favorite. He has a lot to say. And then we also have the other one, which is this one, where it just kind of brays. Just out loud. And I love the charm of like not knowing exactly which one you're gonna get. I hope we can do that again. Oh yeah, we have 3, actually. That is so right. I forgot. I thought it was 2. I'm not in QA, as you can tell. I have not been testing the source. But I just love the variations of like different special moves. And I love how much personality it gives. It looks so funny. Yeah, I love that. I hope we can do that in the future. I know it's a lot more work, of course, to make like separate animations, but being able to use like more multiple special moves like that, I think it's so cute and it gives so much personality. I also really like the like kind of randomization. It's like you don't exactly know how it's gonna react, which I think just like further adds to the whole stubborn and goofy sort of vibe. I'm super happy about it. It's just so cute. And then of course we have, for the ultimate floppiness, we have the special move. I think it was called the floppy groove or whatever we decided to call it. And boy, is it floppy. I mean, look at this. Look how freaking cute this is. Look at those ears. Wow, that is... She's so happy about it. Oh, they're so floppy. And I love it. And how, like, he's just vibing. Now he's relaxed. He's chilling out. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it so much. I guess let's also have a look at the jumps. Do we have any jump prompts? I keep forgetting that the Starship Ranch actually has a prop board. Let's just have a look at the jumps. Obviously not a jumper per se, since they've targeted the Western. But of course it jumps. All of our horses jumps. I definitely timed that so poorly. Okay, retry. I think it's cute. It has a slight little kick of a back leg. Or a little bit of... Imagine if I could actually do this. So this is obviously not a jumping horse, but it has really cute animations. And it has a little kick of the back leg. Selected one, if I can get a picture of it. Yeah, that was a bad picture. But yeah, it has a little bit of a kick of the back leg. Which I think is just adding a little bit of extra character. The same thing in the middle canter. And of course, it's not like a super jumping. This is not really made. It's not made as a show jumping mule. Even though I've seen a couple of those exist. Saw some videos and it was very cute. But again, I feel like it jumps smooth enough, you know? And also the kick is not distracting to the point where it's like it feels bothersome, right? At least not to me. I'm not feeling bothered by it. But it has a slight kick in all the jumps. It which I just think adds a little bit of extra personality and character, right? And just overall, so dang cute. Like, it's adorable. Oh yes, I forgot one more thing that we need to look at because it's adorable. It is the padding in the ground. We cuddle. Look at that. Look at how freaking cute that is. I can't cope. Oh my god. Oh, just cuddling. Oh, no, I did the normal. Oh, Look at the hug. That is my heart. It's so cute. I love it so much. I love this little guy. I really didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I am. Like, I'm loving these guys so much. It's so cute. I love the animations as well. They're so well done. The coats are gorgeous. There's so much personality, and they're so quirky, and I just love them so much. As always, what are you guys' opinion of this mule? Probably, maybe some of you who are watching this know more about mules than I do, and can give a bit more, you know, actual factual opinion rather than just saying, "Oh, it looks adorable," because I feel like that's what I'm boiling down to every time, and it does feel a little bit like, okay, it's also a serious breed. So I'm hoping that those of you who are involved with mules in real life, feel like this does it justice, because I'm very happy with them. And I love how they look, and I think they're so cute, and I hope that people are gonna like them. I can't wait for Wednesday to see what everyone says, and I can't wait to see all the cute pictures. So I guess that's it. As usual, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!